Hi there. I'm here to do a really simple, sort of basic starter hairdo. It could be a starter hairdo. It could just be a I need to get to work quickly hairdo. It's simple and effective. I think that's what a lot of us are looking for a day-to-day thing. I did this one on Instagram a while ago, but not everyone is on Instagram, so I thought I'd better do it again. I was going to do it a little while ago, and I think you remember how bad my roots were. I had them done yesterday by the amazing Miss Betty London at the Mother Cutter Cult Club. She's been a lifesaver because I've suffered a lot of really bad damage from bleach from other people, and she's really sorted it out. Everything you see sort of down here is you know, the old stuff, but we're getting there. I had a lot of breakage here, which is probably quite visible, but she's managed to blend that in, and it's really healthy from sort of like here to here. We just have to get it healthy. It's a lot better though. It's an occupational hazard with bleaching, I'm afraid. Do not try this at home, kids. I mean, seriously, don't. Always have your hair bleached by somebody that knows what they're doing, really knows what they're doing. And that, amazingly, I don't know why, but that can be actually quite hard to find, so shop around. Okay, what I do with my hair is, there's a couple reasons for this. I have a sort of a white girl afro most of the time. I am originally from Scotland, and a Scottish fro is a thing, and it's a struggle. And the other thing is, then add to that cocktail bleach. A wet set is not an option for me at all. I would just look like Coco the Clown or something. So it can be done. So what I do is I smooth my hair out with the blow dryer first. So let's just pretend we've done that. We've smoothed the hair with the blow dryer first. I use heated rollers because I find they're quick, easy, super effective, and I love them, and I don't know what I did without them, actually. They were something I discovered maybe 2 years ago, and I've never looked back. Prior to that, it was a real pain. Now, when you get your heated roller kits, mine is well loved. This one is by Babyliss. It's pretty knackered, and it's still chugging along, and you can still buy this particular one. Love this because it's got the ceramic heated rollers inside here. The metal keeps it warm. And I'd like to apologize profusely for the state of my nails. I have comments all the time on social media that say, oh, you're always so immaculate, how do you have the time? Nah, bollocks am I. This is reality, folks. I mean, it's ugly. I was going to sort it out before I did this. I am a busy woman, and I decided, no, I'm not going to, actually, because this is the real world, and my nails are trashed. I am a mum, and I'm a busy one, and yeah. And also, I just had my finger tattooed a couple of days ago, so Queen of Hearts on my ring finger there. So I've just been too busy kind of a panthening my tattoo and trying to be kind to my sort of finger, so I'm sorry, just forgive me. Anyway, back to Babyliss heated rollers. Heat them up. They've got two settings, a regular setting and the full tilt setting. I could probably get away with the regular one and be kinder to my hair, but I'm quite a full-on person. You've got to heat these. I usually give them at least 15 minutes and keep the lid shut. Now, they come with these really crappy little pins that are supposed to hold the rollers. Ain't no way. Okay, these rollers are really quite weighty because of the metal inside, and those pins are a joke, right? They'll give you a few of these guys in the packaging. These are roller clamps. However, they don't tend to give you enough of them. Depends on your hair, but if you want these, go on Amazon and just put in roller clamps, and you'll get a big bag of them for a couple of quid, and it's so worth it. You really can't do without them. Okay, so parted my hair. Depends on where you part yours. So part your hair on the side you would normally part it on. This is the best brush in the world. My amazing hairdresser recommended it to me. If you do this kind of look, this is the brush that you want, really. Yeah, it needs cleaning out, doesn't it? It's just a slim brush like this, and it's a softer bristle. The reason it's such a good brush is because it separates, and you can also use this little tail here for that. The other good thing is that you can deal with one section without disturbing the rest, and it's also very gentle, doesn't break your hair, and it's really good. Again, not sure what I did before the lovely Miss Betty told me about that brush. So I've sectioned this part here. I have my roller. Now the end here, make sure that that is all straight and not bunched up or in any way, because if it is, when you take it out, it's going to mess up your curls. So just make sure that you've got a good starting point and roll inwards. Now the great thing about these rollers is that they have a little bit of grip, so that the hair actually stays on the roller. Some of them are too smooth and it's a bit fiddly. Once you've done that, you clamp it. Now we're rolling the hair towards the face here for this. This is like the simplest, that's not good English, this is the most simple hair, retro hair you can do. It's so doable that once you get used to it, you'll have time before work in the morning and everything. I can do some more elaborate stuff with you later down the road, but I want to give you a good starting point, and this is a nice and easy one. It can really put you off sometimes when people give you things that are too fiddly and you just think, I just can't do it. I've had that happen to me quite a few times, and but when it works, it gives you like confidence. You say, oh, this is really not that hard, I can do this again. Now, as you can see, I've taken the second part here, rolled it in towards the face. So I've just tucked it behind my ear so it doesn't get in the way, really. There's not a specific reason for that other than it's quite hot and I don't really want my ear burning. A little bit. So there, okay. Now, what I like to do at this point is take the top away. And here the roller clamps are just multi-purpose and fabulous. Now, in England, we can't really do much of anything without tea. So, this is my cup of tea. Incredibly unprofessional of me, but I can't focus without my tea, I'm afraid. Okay, so we're just doing the same thing on this side. I'm amazed at actually how great my hair feels. You know, this is the difference when you have somebody who knows what they're doing. I just can't believe how soft and healthy it feels compared to, it used to be like a Brillo pad. Okay, you're just doing exactly the same thing. Roll it in towards your face. Clamp. If you try and do this with the pins, you will absolutely understand why I said they have no place in your life except in your bin. Look, I mean, my hair even, you can't probably see it in the camera, but it's actually got shine. My God, you have no idea what I've been through. I mean, I actually was so mullered, I had to take all my hair back to about an inch all over. That is a true story, I'm afraid. This hairdresser, she slapped it on like it was a tint, you know, and just like overlapped the whole. You cannot do that with bleach. You can't touch the hair that was there before. It's not strong enough. She slapped it all over my entire head, basically. And me being like the pansy ass I am, I just kind of thought, this doesn't seem right, but idiot that I am, I just kind of thought, okay, yeah. When it dried, I just sort of ran my hair through it and it just all went and it fell out. And we've still been recovering since then. Okay, this is the largest size roller, by the way, which I neglected to mention, which wasn't very good of me. This is the largest size roller that we're using here. I think people think when you have very short hair, mine's quite short, that you have to use the small ones, but it depends what you're trying to do. This particular style is it's quite straight, and it just kind of curls around the face, and it's actually one of my preferred ones. Too curly is a bit much for me because I am in my late 40s. And you've got to be careful with these sort of retro hairstyles, that you don't actually look like an old lady. You've got to try you've got to try and pull it off in a youthful way, because it is dangerous. You know, I've seen some people age themselves dramatically. I know girls who are like 19 and 20 years old who look like they're middle-aged because they've gone for a style that is very, very aging. And they haven't combined it with anything, you know, anything very youthful. They've maybe gone a bit too authentic. I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't really work for them. I don't know what it is, but it is a hazard. You've got to be aware of that. Now, the front of my hair is knackered. Miss Betty's been cutting it so that it blends. You can probably see I have a large piece of breakage right here from it being overlapped. It feels lovely now, but we're still trying to grow in little pieces. But again, if you wore it straight, that would probably be noticeable, but because I don't, it's very easy to hide. Thankfully. And we're getting there. I can take, you know, you'll be amazed as we go through this journey with the lovely Miss Betty. I predict we'll have a very impressive head of hair to work with by the end. Now, with this part, the front of your hair, you're going to roll it in the direction for where you actually parted it. So it's parted here, so we're rolling it this way. Okay, now I've sectioned that into one piece there. I haven't changed the size of my rollers, and the reason for this is because, again, I'm trying to do the most simple adapted set that I can. Just want to make this so easy. Okay, section 2. If you were really doing something quite elaborate, you'd probably have a heck of a lot of sections here. There's only 3 in this particular one at the front of my hair. And clamp. I feel like a yoga instructor or something. Oh, now what shall I do? I only have 2 of these large ones left. So what I'm going to do, it's not the end of the world, because actually I don't often like as much volume as all that in the front, unless I'm sort of, you know, going for a Jane Mansfield thing. My hair's not quite long enough for that. I'm just going for the next size down. because I'm keeping this very simple. This is the medium one, and it won't make a blind bit of difference, especially this part. I specifically used the larger ones in here because on this part here it will not make any difference. In fact, sometimes I prefer it because it just means that this part falls a little bit nicer for me. It doesn't stick up too much because it gives you a lot of volume, but sometimes I don't want as much volume as that. Okay, looking good. That's it. You're gonna leave that in your hair. A little bit of breakage here is actually no, that's sort of it's a bit that's escaped, isn't it? Never fear. That's the thing, when your hair's quite short, little bits can escape, and when you do your brush out, nobody's going to see that either. This is just so easy. So you're going to leave that in your hair. This, what I would normally do now is I would start with no makeup. I would put this in my hair in the morning, and now I'll put my makeup on. By the time I've done my makeup, I take my rollers out. So it really doesn't add any time to my day, because if I was just doing this and not showing anyone, it would be a 5-minute job. So you leave that in your hair, I would say a minimum of 10 minutes, but the longer you leave it in, the longer it's going to hold. So try and push it a few minutes longer. But what the essential thing is that the essential thing is that the roller has completely cooled down before you remove it from the hair, and that's what actually sets the hair in place, the heat and then the cooling. So just leave these in until this is cooled right down, because otherwise it will just brush right out, the curl will just fall out. 10-15 minutes maybe, yeah, but just check for the heat. And I will see you back here in about 10-15 minutes. Okay, I'm back. We're going to take these babies out now. Okay. I didn't start from where I started because that way they'll have been in a good length of time all over. But I'm a little bit OCD. Nobody has to follow that rule. I just like to make things harder for myself. I don't use much product in my hair. Good idea to maybe use a little bit of mousse or something. I'm not a fan of setting lotion, I'm afraid. It is sticky and I find that it makes my hair feel dry, so I don't use it. I'll use maybe just a small amount of a mousse that has some level of like a, you know, conditioning in it. Red can do some nice ones. Now, when I first take these out, I just like to use my fingers to separate everything out, because I just want to let it cool, you know, before I actually go in there with the brush. But yeah, I think we're okay. Now you're probably thinking like, but you didn't do anything in the back. Again, this style is this is smooth here, and then it should have volume at the bottom. Okay, we can do other ones that have more curl, but that's not what we're doing today. Okay, so now you're going to do your brush out. This is, again, this is a perfect brush for your brush out. Nice and gentle, and you can separate your hair with it. Just brush it under in the direction you curled it in. And if you've left your rollers in long enough and let them cool down, like I asked you, then you should have no problems with this falling out. See, it should just bounce right back into place. Now, how you decide to do this is entirely up to you. Okay, now the front, it's quite strange because you've just curled it towards this, but you can always get this nice, and then you can always get this nice flick around here. Unfortunately, I've lost a lot of the length in my fringe, otherwise it would be lovely because you can bring it right down in a lovely side sweep, which is very flattering, but I'm going to have to wait a little while for that to happen because we're still trimming mine. Now, it really doesn't get any easier than that for a daily look. The heated rollers smooth your hair and they should leave you with a nice amount of shine. If your hair is not bleached like mine, just imagine how lovely it's going to look. Or if your hair is bleached, it will even, if it can give a shine to mine, then my goodness, you know, it's pretty good stuff. Okay, once you've done this, you could just go with this and spray it if you're happy with that. I like to use Suavecita pomade. Warning with this, you're going to use the tiniest amount. This is like a pea-sized amount. If you overdo this, it is really not good because you'll just end up with a sticky gummy mess. So just rub your hands together and then just put it through your hair like so, and you can see what it does is it gives you definition in the curl, it gives you movement, it gives you shine. It's a beautiful thing. It's a great product, it really is. And this one container of Suavecita, God only knows how long this has lasted me. I mean, you know, when you buy it, you'll probably think, well, that's quite a pricey item. In the UK, we tend to pay more for everything, especially, yeah. They don't call it Rip Off Britain for nothing. So I think I usually pay about £21 for this, which is, that's fairly hefty for a product like this. However, God, I mean, this is like a 6 months, honestly, because I use so little, and it's well worth it. You know, I'm sure in the States you're paying a heck of a lot less for that same product. We've got the problem that it's imported, so you know they slap that onto, you know, the cost, and then everything's just more expensive. I actually get my Suavecita from a seller on eBay who brings the stuff in the States. There are some other people that do it. I think Deadly is the female does, I think they do it. Double check it, but quite a few of the UK companies sell it. If you're in the States, you'll have no trouble at all. Just you know, just Google it and you'll find a ton of outlets that sell this product. A lot of our stuff here is, you know, for this kind of scene and look, is coming from the States. So it's extremely depressing for me because, you know, because I grew up in the States, I know what the actual cost of things is, and so I feel, you know, just quadruply duped. You know, I'd rather kind of not know, but yeah, we really get shafted here basically. And if you live in London like I do, then you really get shafted for everything, you know. But you didn't come here to hear me complain. Right, that's about the extent of it, really. This is another product I quite like. If you want to use this one, this is by Bedhead, TG Bedhead. It's called Head Rush, and it's just a shine spray. This is very sparingly. This is a nice product. Smells lovely, gives you some shine. I'm a big fan of the Suavecita hairspray. I'm pretty sure they're going through a rebranding at the moment with the packaging. In the US, there doesn't seem to be a problem getting a hold of it. In the UK, we are having a bit of a lag. So it will be available again. At the moment, I've been unable to get it. But this is a good hairspray also. Now, the reason I like the Suavecita and I like this one is because what I want is a really firm hold hairspray, but that doesn't make my hair rock hard and crunchy, and can be brushed out of my hair at the end of the day, because I want to then just freshen up my rollers in the morning. And if you, especially with me with bleached hair, if you're tearing through your hair trying to get hairspray out, it's going to break your hair. Not good. So I use very little, go from very far back, because you don't have to have rock hard hair to have this kind of style. You really don't. And you want to have a little bit of movement in it, you know. You don't want to be just completely like a plastic kind of a Max Headroom head. Am I showing my age? Am I talking about Max Headroom? Does anyone else remember Max Headroom? Probably not. You're probably all too young. Too young and beautiful. That's it. That's literally the most simple sort of retro hairstyle that you can do. When you get used to this, it'll literally take you minutes. It's so easy, and I think it's really effective, to be honest. I do. We'll do some more elaborate stuff down the road, but this is a great starting point. Just give that a go. And I can't recommend heated rollers enough. They really are much kinder to your hair than curling irons, and give you a much nicer, I think, a much nicer effect than a wet set. So yeah, and not expensive. I think, oh, what did I pay for my set? I've got quite a few sets actually. For backup and for more elaborate things. I've got, you know, so that I have more of the same size rollers. I think I paid about £35 for mine. Again, if you're in the States, probably a lot cheaper. And I've had them for years, and they're really good. And I highly recommend just your bog standard Babyliss ones. You don't have to spend any more money than that. They're great. Anyway, I hope this has been really helpful in some way to you. The brush out is really the thing that you're going to want to play with the most. You're going to make your own mind up about how you want this final thing to sit. Just play with it and have fun. Like with all of these things, seriously, just play with it and have fun, because I hear people all the time saying like, oh, you know, it's so stressful, I can't do this with my brother, I can't do that. And it's, you know, you should be fun. If it's making you stressed out, and, you know, that's not good. Life's hard enough. You know, just experiment. And if it goes horribly wrong, it goes horribly wrong. Just do it in the evening sometime when you don't have to be anywhere, and just play with it until you feel like you've gotten it right. That's what I did. Like all throughout my teens, I would just see a makeup look, and I'd take a photograph of it, you know, to put next to me. It'd be in a book or something like that, and I'd sit in front of the mirror and I would try and copy it. And if it went wrong, I'd wash it all off and I'd start again. And I did this with everything, you know, with hair, with everything when I was growing up, and it was fun. You know, I used to do it with a friend, and we'd go, right, so what do you want to do? She was a brunette, and she'd be like, I'm going to do like a Liz Taylor, and I don't know, I'd pick a Lana Turner or something. You know, we try and emulate these looks, and after a while you'll nail it. But you're going to make mistakes, and that is fine. And seriously, don't stress yourself out about that kind of thing, because there's more important things to worry about in life. Try and have fun. Just try and make it all fun, okay? Yeah, it's Friday, although when you watch this it may not be, so I'm very relieved about that. I hope everyone has a lovely weekend. Please drop comment to me about anything you would like to learn. Yeah, I'm always need new content suggestions, and please could you subscribe to my channel, lovely people. I'm just a new start thing, and it's very bare bones. As I said before, it will get more professional with time. You won't have to keep looking at my loft, like, we'll try and make it pretty for you. But yeah, it'd be lovely if you could subscribe. It would make me feel so loved and appreciated. Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. And enjoy, have fun, okay? Ciao for now.